you share a little bit about, specifically when you first met me and learned about Harbor, what it was about Harbor and what we're building that was like, hey, I think this is worth you've so many things you can be getting involved. This is worth my energy, my attention, some of my time. And I think you were sharing some of that was the faith component of like, we're not a faith fund, but we shared a shared vision for what matters.
Yeah, but I think social impact has a real connection to faith, whether it be faith in God or faith in humanity or faith in the human condition being something that can be enhanced through story.
Yeah.
And so for me, that was the connection, the idea that making social impact films can be something you can do in an entertaining way, you can do in conjunction with others through partnership, people who have shared values. And I think it's a real need from the audience. I think we go to the movies or we watch TV shows to see ourselves reflected back to us. And I believe the light shines brightest in the darkness. So I'm not just saying that we should be telling stories that are purely light. I think that they should be steeped in humanity. But I love telling stories that point to the light, that point to hope, that are edifying in a way that makes people lean into the beauty of who we are as people, whilst acknowledging the brutality of what we can sometimes be as well. And when we talked about the kind of films that you guys are aspiring to make or be a part of, they weren't just faith-based movies. They weren't purely Christocentric. They were films that have had huge social impact globally, because they point to what is possible for humanity. And so to look at raising philanthropic dollars, to have people who understand the impact of movies whilst not necessarily being in the movie industry, and finding ways to partner with them, to encourage them that their money can go towards something that they can be proud of, that can outlive them, outlast them, that can almost be something they are passing down to their descendants, because that's the beauty of what film can do. I've been so fortunate to do films like Selma, like Queen of Cartway, films that I have seen have real social impact. The Butler,
incredible,
as well. And so I wanna make more of those, and you guys at Harbor want to do that. And so anytime I find that there's a mutual interest in doing good through film, I'm there.
So David, you. When I first told you about Harbor Fund, you said, I really hope Hollywood will view this not like starving people grabbing a piece of chicken, but like a future well for all of us to benefit. Can you share a little bit what you could see this being? Because we're leveraging these philanthropic dollars into this venture capital shaped nonprofit. We're the first of its kind. This film fund is then investing in these individual projects, which we're going to talk about some of yours. Any of the returns, the principal, the carry come back in the fund, so it's this perpetual engine for good. What was it about you that was like, I really hope you end up with people who get this in Hollywood and not people that are going to be short-term accounting on any of the effort?
Well, it was twofold for me. I had done 4 films for a wonderful company called Participant, who had made some of the most impactful social impact films over the last couple of decades. And they folded recently, and it was a source of heartbreak for many of us within the filmmaking community. But not long after that, you guys came along. And so for me, the remit of the Harbor Film Fund felt like a real breath of fresh air, felt like a salve, a balm, a life raft, considering the loss of Participant. But what I said to you was that you guys just need to really shore things up in a way whereby people don't perceive the Harbor Fund as dumb money. Because that is a real thing in Hollywood, whereby, filmmaking is a very attractive thing for almost everyone. Everyone is fascinated by film, or wants to, wonder what they would be like if they had been an actor, or want to visit a film set or meet a movie star or what. It's very intoxicating. And so therefore it attracts people who are high net worth individuals, and they can be seduced by people over-promising and under-delivering.
Right.
And for me, I'm always looking to do things that are sustainable. So I don't want a world in which the Harbour Film Fund attracts these high net worth individuals who are exploited for their dollars and then spat out, and then they don't feel the need to return
Yes.
because they feel like they've been exploited.
Exactly.
You know, if it's something that is going to be impactful, is going to be something that can be sustainable, then it needs to be something that people feel the ability and the need and the desire to come back to again and again and again. And what I loved about what you said about the Harbour Fund is that it would be regenerative.